movie or a TV show and be like a dress, a shirt, a chair, or anything you're seeing. So we are building an app that allows you to instantly discover and buy that product. The way we do it is by connecting with content creators, monetizing information they already have, and share it with them. So I'm going to show you a short clip of how it works. So you're watching the show, you see something you like, you click that button, and you're going to have a synchronized frame that is mirroring what's happening on the show. You click the button, you click the tag, and you get your product. You are redirected to the website that is, sorry for the noise. You are redirected to the website that is selling that product. So that's the product we're going to do the metadata treatment of the video treatment of these things. We are testing it internally now. We had some good feedback. We are making some improvements, and hopefully next month we're gonna start a beta test here in the United States. So
you mean the movie producers would give you the name of the designers?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to get information is to take the information that they already have. There are other ways that we use to get information. We are adding a crowdsourcing feature, so even if the product is not tagged, you can still put your finger on the frame and request that product, and someone else might add that product. But we want to, I mean, we started this company to try to solve mainly two problems, which are how to monetize video in this world that becomes governed by the internet. So there's a classic way of selling content, which is subscriptions, or you buy a ticket to go to a theater, or you buy a DVD. Now content replicates on the internet. So we're thinking about content as a medium, not as a product. So once you unlock the information that is inside the video, you can detect information, detect demand, know what people want, who are the stars that are most influential, if the word is correct. So you get all sort of new data that like brands could not dream about.
Yeah, but the designer will try to dress the stars of a movie to be on it, right?
Sorry?
The designers of clothing will try to dress the stars of the movies to sell their products.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to encourage brands to do, because like today, product placement companies are doing this amount of deals. When you add a technology that allows you to identify things that are not identifiable, you can leverage product placement opportunities, and that's another way of financing content. So like you give more freedom to producers if they can have more product placement deals, and they become more powerful than in the discussion with distributors. So
then the stars will lose their personality if they bought to wear something.
No, stars do not decide what to wear. They decide to take a product placement deal or not, and they usually the talent agent gets into the discussion. But like, if you accept to play Spider-Man, you don't say no, I'm gonna wear like Batman, or like, that's not. The actor doesn't decide what he wants to do.
So okay, I'm watching a program, and I see this guy wearing a suit, and I want to buy that.
Yeah.
So my phone is synced with my TV, and I order it right there.
Yes.
It's what happens from there on?
From there on, you either you're gonna add the product to your favorite, or you're gonna just look at the information, or you're gonna buy it. So what we try to do is try to maximize the links to e-commerce websites. So we integrate APIs in our system, and I mean it's a way for us also to make.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to synchronize all these clothing and.
It is, I mean, but like there are clever tricks that you can apply to get the thing done in a short period of time. So just to give you an example, like a 20-minute episode takes us like 60 minutes to be, to add information, basic metadata and products.
So is your app live?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't understand, but how do you get the information? I mean, there's a new episode, you need to know that shirt, who is it from,
Yeah.
who makes it, how do you get that information?
So yeah, production company works has multiple departments. So there's a guy or a lady who's the head of the wardrobe department. So like everything has to be bought or made or rent. So the production company has more than we need. I mean, in terms of information.
Okay.
So what we're saying, an easy way to create that interactivity is to take the information you have and use it to display it for the consumer. And then, of course, you can think about image recognition and all these things, but you cannot rely.
Have you done that already? Have you talked to this wardrobe production?
We are in discussions, and we are in discussion with the largest product placement company.
And what do they benefit from this? How do you pay them?
Well, yeah, the pitch was like, today you're doing, say, 4 product placement deals. We think that you're gonna make 40 and then 400 because everything that is on the screen can be monetized. So if we are shooting something, I don't know, a scene in this space, you could be interested in the chair, I could be interested in the space. Where is that space? I love this workspace. And then you can monetize everything. You can monetize locations, for tourism, hotels. Anything you would see can be monetized. So that what value we create to them is their clients want to measure. Like they pay brands, pay product placement companies to do these deals, and they want to have some measurement. So that's a good tool to measure these things. The other thing is that they cannot they can track and see the effectiveness of what they're doing, because product placement is an art in itself. I mean, there are different ways.
Because the case that I was reminded from it was like sometimes the companies don't pay for them. So
Yes.
like the clear example is Apple. How many series do you watch that they put something on top of the Apple, so it's not seen that it's a MacBook, because Apple did not pay them for this to appear.
Well,
Because it's like now it's like a very
there
So how would that bill be placed in your case? Because at the end, the company didn't pay the series to use that as a product,
Yeah.
so they will not pay you either.
So like we try to not to get into the conversation between. We're not going to be in every conversation. So like when we go to the product placement companies, we tell them you have a budget to do product placement deal, and you're going to use also that budget to do PR, to do some digital marketing, some events, and you name it. So what could be interesting for you is to get more interactions, have more shares, have more sales, show to your clients that because it's super hard to measure how effective is a product placement. Then what we tell them, we are going to try to maximize the amount of metadata we get from the video, whether it's a product placement deal or not. Like, here's what we can do for the product placement deal. And it's a strategic partnership because you're gonna be able in the future to multiply these deals, because at one point it has to happen. There are $32 billion that are being flushed into the toilet for commercials that nobody's watching. And at one point you have to get these brands in the content and not outside of it.
Let's say Gap wants to be in a movie. He can go see the producer and say, I want everybody on your movie to wear my Gap store.
Yeah.
Then that will take away from the beauty of the movie if the designer can buy the...
You know, but believe me, I'm the son of an art director, and I worked in movies, so like the guy who decides to make the, I mean, it's up to the producer and to the filmmaker and the relation between them.
Right, so a company can actually buy the producer.
Yeah, but they do that already.
They do that already.
There's always going to be that.
That's how they make the movies. They get with companies to promote the products and they get money from that.
If it's not a brand, it's a distributor who buys the. I mean.
Oh, they do that already? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See the Pinterest, you heard about Pinterest putting buyable pins now on their site. So now you can buy, watching on Pinterest, you can just buy directly from there.
Yeah.
So they're doing something similar what you're doing. Your platform is more dynamic. Theirs is more.
Yeah, we try to create what we are obsessed with is the experience, like 2 clicks or 1 shake and 1 click and I get my product and I can go back to it if I want. So you want to think, you know, I'm not like worried about monetization, because if you have traction, then everybody's going to follow. Brands, you can make different deal experiments like 10 years ago or something. That's so a lot of people are thinking about it.
What about this company, Delivery Agent? What do they?
Delivery Agent is the leader in e-commerce. So they sell through TV, they sell a lot of merchandising. Products also from seen in
So would they be a competitor?
There are a lot of complementarities. So, you know, if you look at the whole value chain, you cannot I mean, it's very difficult to cover everything. And they have huge operations for e-commerce and you know, managing these transactions, and they have also products for the end users on TVs. But like, when you look at the whole our industry, like, we're still in that experiment phase where, you know, you go for one approach, I approach the problem from another side, and you don't really know until you get it out there. So, I mean, the feedback is quite positive now, and let's hope that.
I think it's an awesome product. Any questions? We can move on to the next one.
One question. From an accuracy technology standpoint, how accurate is this? Because all these things are in different conditions, lighting and angles and stuff like that. How does it accurately find that product?
Well, if you completely rely, okay, there are different levels of accuracy, because sometimes the product is not even on the market. It's already you know, out of fashion or out of stock, or sometimes the product was made for that.
Custom.
Sort of Game of Thrones
So like that's one level of accuracy. So you want to have a close match. You want to have, of course, the exact product, but like if it's not the exact product, you want to have something that is close to that. The other problem of accuracy is like when you start automating things. So if you want to rely on image recognition purely, you will not be able, you will have a lot of problems, and you can create more problems because if there's a deal between you and Apple and I tag this as Samsung, it's going to be a big problem. So you want to be careful with that. So what we do is something that starts purely manual and that gets incrementally automated, but there's always human. I mean, you have to have some people checking that.
And that's what I was getting at.
In Tunisia, we can have, like the guys who are doing the tags are the guy who's doing the tags now is a UX guy. So he's doing the ugly job, but like he's the guy who gives good feedback and helps us do that thing in a more in a less painful way, let's say. So like for 20 minutes, 20 minutes of the show in 60 minutes, you can have some pretty decent amount of content that is.
But so it's only applicable for products that are on sale nowadays. Now, if you do a movie that's taking place in the 18th century with costumes, you cannot do that.
Well, you can monetize differently, but we try to maximize the commercial. I mean, the commercial opportunity. But like, if it's not sold, you can always add information about something. So
The place.
yeah, I mean
Like visit Italy next week.
yeah, but that also can be a commercial opportunity because you're selling
Tourism.
Tourism.
to
Like when they did Star Wars in
Yeah.
Tunisia, a lot of people went to Tunisia.
A lot of people who have never heard about Tunisia came to Tunisia to visit.
Star Wars making of the movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just wondering about if you are going to create a new channel like Netflix or YouTube, or you are going to integrate this feature in an existing
We don't want to
channel.
deal with streaming. We don't want to deal with copyright, licensing, and all these things. Because once you want to have, of course, it's better to have agreements with producers, but like once you start streaming stuff, you're getting into
Copywriting problem, yeah.
So that's why we wanted to be, like, at this stage, we wanted to be, we wanted to work with any media that you are using. Because you can think about, like, custom, and there are many video players where you can have metadata, interactive stuff, but you don't do that with
Can you repeat the name of the app?
Booblee. And I can...
How do you say it?
Booblee.
B-O?
Booblee. Yeah, and I can tell you why it's Booblee, because it had a different name. First the first name was Disrupt CK, and it was like the name of the project, and then I had to incorporate and we were stuck with that name. And then we took another name, and it was with a lawyer who wanted to get out of the company, but like, anyway, at one point he kept the name, and there was a big disagreement between us.
Well, see, because it connects to the book too, right?
So that wasn't intentional. So my other lawyer tells me, you go back to emails and you say, June 1st you said this, and you try to track these conversations. And I tell him that's a Booblee. Booblee in Tunisian means it's like a hassle or. And then I said Booblee, yeah. And I called like some girls because we're targeting women. So Swedish, American, French, and I said, Booblee, what do you think about that? Yeah, it's funny. So it's gonna be Booblee. We have a new name. So we had another idea, which is Mother Tiger, but
Mother type.
Mother Tiger. Yeah. But it was.
You should do some customer research about the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you can be edgy.
Yeah.
And
see, Europeans are thinking differently, than American audience, So
Yeah.
they're more open, It's about a lot of things, and you should just do some customer research before you launch.
The main difference that name's gonna cost you a lot. Because it's like names that doesn't reference exactly to something like Amazon or Amazon is like Google.
Yeah.
They imply a lot of investment to people get to know and understand what is it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's this. You can choose a name that reflects what you.
It's another way to do it.
Movie commerce.
Yeah, but like
Tag and buy or something.
like we were against.
Click buy.
We were against like branding it as a super commercial. Like we don't want to use colors, buy. It's more a discovery tool. Like, and we give you the product if you want to buy it. Buy it. Because as you say, you're dealing with art and entertainment. So if you start pitching the producer about like your movie is going to be Walmart, he's not going to be happy with it.
With the products.
With that. So yeah, and a lot of things were tried in the space, and with pop-ups and things that show. And
It's gonna ruin the movie.
exactly. So what we want to do, that's why we're obsessed about the experience, is how do I can snag that product with the minimum friction possible.
Yeah. And you developed it in Tunisia or when you came here?
No, in Tunisia. We came last year for an acceleration program, and I'm back here to meet some of the investors some of the investors. Sorry. PitMe is for startups that are in the Middle East.
What's it called, sir?
PitMe.
PitMe.
PitMe. PITME.
And listen.
They're based here in. The first batch. I came in the first batch. We were in what's the name of the hotel? Just in front of Club Quarters. Yeah, it's just here.
Columbus?
Club Quarters.
Club Quarters.
It's across the street.
Okay, yeah.
And we had that open space.
And you said they specialize in certain startups? What?
Yeah, they focus on the startups that have potential for, that were built or developed in the Middle East, but have the potential to be successful globally or in the United States.
Awesome.
Yeah. So or like for companies that are on other markets and they want to.
You should talk to some specific, like Comcast Ventures. Comcast is the largest cable company, entertainment giant, and they have a venture arm. It's called Comcast Ventures, and they would definitely invest in this. You should pinpoint those.
Yeah, there are like even talent agencies are now creating their venture arms.
Right.
Yeah, but like as most of us, I think know is you have to fix your stuff. I mean, you have to show what you're doing, but you cannot have the real discussion before like fixing all your incorporation, legal, IP transfer, and try to get some physical presence. Because like you meet people and it's cool and they ask you where are you and you say Tunisia, okay, you deal with your stuff and then let's talk.
Right. That's common. That's a challenge.
Well, there are investors who are more courageous and they understand these things.
If you are able to go through a local incubation program, then they provide you all the resources to cut through these hurdles and the barriers that potentially any foreign startups are going to come through. So it's good to go through something like PitMe or 500 Startups or YCs, and I think you got a solid future really for this firm. I would advise the name because my research, is
it the book part that you don't like?
It would have connotations, and you will come across again and again through investors. So like, and it's a small thing that could be easily changed. But you should do some customer research so you have already some like solid data. This was done like 1,000 Google consumer surveys. You can do like a quick survey, like 5 days, 10 days, or you can do Survey Monkey, or there are many platforms where you can conduct like quick surveys on the names, brand names and all. It will give you some insight, how what percentage of the people choose or not.
You're absolutely right, and as you say, culturally it can be very, someone can laugh at the joke and the other guy
can get offended too. So you don't want that. You want neutral. I mean, you want something nice, catchy, but not.
But like it wasn't. No, that's very good feedback, and it's the right timing before we incorporate here. So like you do it once for.
Exactly. The timing is right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's very promising. So I know, guys, it's getting